Hi everyone, it's Kat here. How are you all? Welcome back to my channel. I have my design team project here for September for Lavender Blu Art. As you can see, it's Holly Hobbie. I have been collecting for Holly Hobbie for so long and I just wasn't quite sure how I was going to put it all together, and then Fiona from Lavender Blu Art released her printable patchwork fabric papers, and I just knew that's the one. And so I chose that kit, and also the other kit. Actually, I've just written it down here, so you can see it's the two kits that I have in here are the printable patchwork fabric and the printable cherry blossom ephemera pack, and they are absolutely perfect. So without further ado, because this is going to take a while, there's lots in here, and as I said, I've been collecting for ages on this, and I've put a lot of work into a bit of a passion project for me. So grab yourself a cuppa if you're a Holly Hobbie fan. I'm sure you're gonna be delighted, and I just can't help. So stinking cute. It is. Look at it. Isn't she gorgeous? Okay, so let's start. So I've talked about what digi packs or digi kits I used in here. So the cover, now you can see that I've got this beautiful little Holly Hobbie image. So on one of my I didn't get it from an op shop. I got it from a retro vintage, but it was a bit divey. That's not a nice way of saying it. It was a little bit dusty, and there was just so much stuff in there. Most people would probably walk in there and go, it's just junk. But as you know, someone's trash is somebody else's treasure. So I went through like boxes, I went through suitcases, they were full of sewing stuff. I found old buttons, and that was hand stitched from World War II, post World War II era. It was just amazing, the things that I got from that little shop, and this was one of them. So I knew that this was my cover. I also have had some vintage eyelet trim that I've had for quite some time. So I did a lot of sewing in this. This is all on my sewing machine, and it has stretched my sewing skills. I used to sew when I was a kid. My mum taught me. I learned at school. But yeah, I haven't really, apart from sewing on paper this past year, I haven't really done a lot of sewing. So this was a lot of fun. I actually really enjoyed this. So I had to kind of work this out. I don't know if I've done it right, but this is a junk journal, doesn't matter. And I'm really happy with the way that has turned out. So that's the front cover, and I put this beautiful little crochet button that I found on Etsy, and I'm sorry, I don't know. Gosh, I will link her Etsy shop if anybody's interested. But they're absolutely gorgeous, little hand crochet buttons. So the I have, if you can see here, you can see I've got a little bit of a double layer going on, and then if you turn over, what I did was I sewed my 3 signatures. This has got 3 signatures in it, and then I folded these little flappy bits down to cover like the binding. There's my tassel, and I'll go through that in a bit, but I just wanted to show you the back. So this is one of the patchwork printables from the kit, and it just had a little angel on there, and I just thought it was absolutely gorgeous. And then I've trimmed that with a little bit of lace as well. So the closure and the book charms, I'll talk about those in a minute, but the closure is an old bracelet, an Holly Hobbie bracelet, and a little matching set of earrings, vintage. I got it off eBay. I won it in an auction, so you can see I'm a bit of a Holly Hobbie enthusiast. So I'll talk about my tassel now. So with the tassel, I have got a Holly Hobbie charm, and then I've got some beads. I've got various amounts of lace and ribbon, and some cotton like embroidery trim, And then what I did was I had an old wooden cotton reel that I've wrapped with some embroidery thread, a little butterfly dangle, and this is just an old little wooden love heart that I've had floating around in my stash for quite some time. And then the other day I found that with the little butterflies on it, which I thought would just finish it off really lovely. So I've secured those with a little jump ring, and there's my little Holly Hobbie charm there just to finish it off. So I was really pleased with how that worked. I've been working on my tassels, and I won't tell you the frustrations I had with that, but I had to redo it, but it's all done now, so I'm really pleased about that. So I'll just open this up and we'll have a look inside. Hopefully I'll get that. Yep, got that. So the closure, as I said, it was the bracelet chain that had the little Holly Hobbie charms, which I took off, and then I just cut down the little charm bracelet bit, the chain, and then I've linked it across, and there's a little lobster claw there that I've used, and that's my closure. So we'll go into the first cover. Sorry, I keep hopping up to check that I'm in frame because I want you to see every little bit of this. Okay, so this was a little pocket that was gifted to me in a recent swap that I participated in, and I just thought this just was perfect. I've lined the inside, that fabric there, I don't know if you can see it underneath. That's all that you can see because everything else ended up being covered, but that was, I got that in an op shop, and absolutely beautiful fabric, and I have got a little bit more of that left, so I will use that in further projects. The inside then I lined with calico material, and then this is some vintage wallpaper that I lined on the inside. So I've stitched the binding through the spine, as I mentioned, out the back, which I haven't covered. So this is the plastic that something came in, and I kept everything. What I plan to do with this is just keep some scraps of tea-dyed paper, or, you know, just little scraps, because you'll see later on in the book that I've got some book pages in there, and when I'm journaling in my diary I will paste these down. So I just thought I would keep this bag and I will fill it up with that. So that's what the plan is for that one. This is a vintage postcard that I got, and I've just trimmed it with some lace, and that just sits in the little front pocket there. So this is the first charm. So the first cover of the signature is the the patchwork digital print, which is absolutely beautiful. You can even see the threads on some of the pages. It is just absolutely divine. So it would be really good for sewing journals or children's journals, teddy bear journals, any journal, any really. It's just absolutely gorgeous. This is the first little charm there. Okay. So I've got some piano paper, and I just found an old library catalogue pocket, you know, that they keep the card in, and that's one of my tags that I made out of scraps. I will try and see if I can link that video. I'll see if I can work out how to do that. I did a little tutorial on that. And this is just a little journal card that I made, and it's just backed with scraps. This is a vintage card that I've had in my stash, and that flips out, so there's some journaling space there. And then I've got a recipe, Holly Hobbie recipe book. So a lot of the images and book pages are from the one book, because Holly Hobbie is really rare. So I was lucky to even get that. There's my first page with Holly Hobbie. Everyone needs a lazy day once in a while. I need a lazy day. I've been working really hard at this, so yeah. So there's a little altered paper clip that I made with some vintage little children's, I think they're just cards. They're probably worth something, but it's really old. I would say probably 1950s that ages to. And a telegram message envelope, which I have attached with my little altered paper clip. And then the paper underneath is just some, I think I did some watercolouring, or I had some leftover ink and I just dyed the paper with that. So on the other side, I've done some stamping there and just some little old bits of just little to-do lists, and there's a little journal card that I got, and I just popped a couple of little floral stickers there that I can use when I'm journaling. That's just some pretty paper that I've put in. Actually, that's from Daphne's diary, that one, and that's the other side there. And I just made a little flip. There's some ledger paper. And this is a little vintage recipe card and just some scrapbook paper. And then another Holly Hobbie image here. Everybody needs a quiet moment. I love the cats. I'm a cat lover, so there's lots of cats in Holly Hobbie too. So I've just attach that to the top, so there's a little flip up, and there's also recipes on the back. I was going to cover up the recipes, but I just looked at them and they were just so gorgeous, and I thought I probably will actually try and cook some of these. This is a bag that I got given in some Happy Mail, and I've always loved the decoration on this, so I've always kept it and never known what to do with it, and then I thought, yeah, I'm putting it in here. And I've got a little vintage memorandum sheet. I've got a little pad of these. I can't remember where I got that from exactly, but I think it's from that little shop where I got the Holly Hobbie cover from, and then it's just attached with a little bulldog clip. So another Holly Hobbie image. Enjoy your friends while they're around and happy memories will abound. And then I've done some stamping there with a little tea stamping set that I had. It was from a D-stash, and yeah, I wouldn't know actually. I think I could look that up easily where I got that from. Small stamping. This was a lot of fun. So I've come to the middle of the signature and I made these fabric flips, and I was so happy with how this worked out that I will be doing these again. So I just put together some bits of fabric. I printed on some calico and stitched it around, and then I finished off with some of that eyelet lace that I've got. Next time I won't do that stitching. I'll just do a plain stitch, but I still was very happy with how that turned out. More stamping, chicken broth and summer tomato soup. It's a little card here that I think I got in some Happy Mail, and again, just a cute little key tag there that I got. I think that was gifted to me. I haven't really had a proper relaxing look through this video, through this journal yet, because I've just been putting it all together and adding the finishing touches. So I'm enjoying the process as well. So snippet rolls. I have always wanted to do snippet rolls, and as I said, I did a lot of sewing while I created this journal, and I made snippet rolls. So this is a different one that I made. I've used up most of that, but I literally just got all my scraps and little bits of fabric, and I put together this, and I went to town on this. All these beautiful little images that I've got, like little embroidery bits, and I just don't use them. I keep forgetting I've got them, so I thought, no, I'm putting it together and making a snippet roll, and I was so happy with how this turned out. And again, I'm going to do more of these, so now I have no hesitation snipping up lace bits, because I know I can create something. I put that on there because it's made in Australia by me. This is an Old Country Road tag, but I just just wrote on here just to remind myself what I can use it for. So tuck spots, belly bands, bookmarks, covers for journals, ties for journals, cut up for snippets, and to decorate pages. So there's my first belly band, and I just made a little booklet. Actually, I think I covered over a booklet, so it's just got some more journaling space. So happy with how that turned out. As I said, if you look at that, you can see all the little bits of stitching. It's just absolutely beautiful. Little washi tape on the side there. Okay, so this is a CD pocket, but somebody gifted that one to me, and this is some vintage wrapping paper that I got with Holly Hobbie, and then I made this journal card. I just backed it with some lined paper, so that one fits in there. Get that back in there. And then I love these little tags, and I was trying to work out where to get them from, and I finally found out, and they're so cheap. They're just really cheap, so I just thought they were beautiful. And some ledger paper. It's the other bit of that Daphne's diary page. I haven't even read it properly yet, so when I'm journaling in it one day, I will sit and read it. That's memorandum, some vintage memorandum paper that I've just put over that pretty paper there. Some stamping, lots and lots of journaling space, because I do use my journals, and I will use this journal. I'm not quite sure when I will use this journal, because I've probably got enough in my current journal to take me up till probably November, and then I've got my Christmas journal from last year, so I will use my Christmas journal for the month of December, and then there is another book I want to make, and I'll probably use that, so this might sit for a while before I get around to using it. Now I kept that page as well because it's a good guide to metric conversion, and I thought that was just handy to keep in there. So I made a little pocket. Look at this. I just love these images, the colours, and just see, you can see that little bit of thread there. It's just amazing how realistic it is. And I made a little, this is a Project Life card, which I bought a pack of ages ago, and I've never used them. They're just blank white, but I thought, well, I just made a little journal card and just covered it with some tissue paper that I had. So that's the end of the first signature. So this is the beginning of this middle signature. I'm not sure what these are called, but I just sort of was watching a tutorial a while ago and made a few of these up. So I thought, I was going through all my stuff and seeing what I could pull out, and that was one little thing there. And now this is a tag from the Cherry Blossom ephemera kit, and I just put a Holly Hobbie vintage image on there, backed it with some tea stain paper, and these are some of my tags made out of scraps that I thought would go nicely in there. Okay. Some more Daphne's diary paper, get back in frame there. This is a vintage greeting card that I've had for a while, and vintage recipe card. I've got a few of them in here, and it's just another little pocket that was gifted to me, and I like the colours. Put some lace on it. This is an image that I printed off. I think it's like a colouring in book image that's available on Pinterest, and I used my Copic markers, and that's from Fiona's shop as well. She has a sheet of these journal little plates that you can cut out. So just that be cute there. That's a book page that's got plenty of space there, so I left that for writing and decorating and gluing later on. This is a fabric double pocket that I made, and I've had this floating around for a while as well. I've got some traveller notes, leather traveller note they're from Chic Sparrow actually, and I used to have that in there, but I don't use them that much anymore, and it's just gorgeous. I love these, so I thought I'll flip that, put that in there because it's so pretty. And ledger paper. Okay, this is just a little one of those, I should have written all this down. They've got a name. I was watching one of Gail Agnestelli's tutorials, and she was talking about it there. So it flips up. I just used the sewing paper, so you could journal in there a little bit, and trimmed it with some lace and just a couple of little tags that I had in my stash. And that's from the Cherry Blossom ephemera kit. It opens out like that, and just a couple of other little bits. It's another one of my tags. As you can see, they're really pretty, and the colours I thought really suited. I will sort that out later. Okay, another book page. This is a fabric pocket that I made with some of my snippets as well. So, and there's my second little Holly Hobbie charm there. Sorry, hopefully you can see that. I can't see my camera, but here you go. And that's another little journal card that I made with the patchwork, and I had this Holly Hobbie image, so I stuck that on there. So this is the middle of the middle signature with the beautiful patchwork paper. I've just trimmed it with some lace. There's a little flower book charm up there and a little bulb pin. And this is one of the envelopes from the kit, which I just sewed into the middle. And just put some paper in there for journaling a bit later on. And I've edged the pages with some more of that eyelet lace. I've still got a ton of that lace. I just went through a stage where I just seemed to be finding it all the time, and I didn't pay much for it. So it's quite expensive too, so I'm really happy to have all of that. Okay, so this is the inside of a botanical book that I got, and I just loved the paper, so I carefully tore that out and trimmed it down, and then I did some stenciling, and there's some washi tape underneath. Another recipe from the book, and there's another Holly Hobbie image. A little thoughtfulness goes a long way. A little basket of kittens. Bring back so many happy memories when I look at Holly Hobbie, just of innocence and sweetness and just warm and fuzziness. Just a little trip down memory lane. So ledger paper, more book page there. This is from a West Australian sort of horticultural book, but I left that because it was quite blank and I could use that later on. And just a little couple of journal cards that I got gifted in Happy Mail. Okay, so I've just got some floral pad paper in there, and that's another one of those little vintage children's swap cards or flip cards, flip pictures, whatever they're called. So cute. And this is, I've seen a few videos where people have done this. This is the altered envelope from Wendy's Journal Adventure, and I did a swap in a group that I'm in. And then the same day I made my envelope pocket thing, I then went and made this. So I was really pleased with how these turned out, so I will do these again. So it flips up with a little fabric hinge, but the idea is that you can have it either way. So you can have it like that, and that's the other little tag that just fits in there. And then on the back, it's just got some space for journaling, or then you can flip it like that, and again, space for journaling. So just pop that over there. It does seem to move a bit, so I've just attached a clip to that just to hold it in place. But yeah, they're just gorgeous. Okay, so Daphne's Diary paper, and that's the end of my second middle signature. This is my third signature. I bought some lace, or anyway, I can't remember if I bought it or was gifted it, and this was like on the lace, and I kept it, and I made a little altered paper clip out of that. So I thought, yeah, put that in here. It's all about lace and fabric and everything. So I was trying to find a spot to put it. I'll put that back in later. Oh, that was holding that. Let's see if we can do that. So it's got some piano paper. Oh, I might have missed a charm. So I think there's 3 or 4 charms, I can't remember. So, whoops. I might have to play around with that a bit because there's one of them that does tend to go backwards. So that's a little Holly Hobbie charm with her little bonnet there. Okay, so piano paper, another one of these recipe cards. Oops, there's my dog, decided to come in. She's been sunning herself, so now she's decided she's warmed up enough, so she's popping herself on the chair to have a sleep, hopefully. Yep, some more of that horticultural book paper, and I made another double fabric pocket there, and this is some letter writing paper that I popped in. That does open up like that, a little envelope. So for some more journaling space, and another tag and another tag. I do have an idea actually what I might use this journal for. There's a lady on YouTube, and I think her name is called Yoli, or Yoli Bean, and there's a magazine that has done 250 questions that you should answer. I will perhaps talk about it on another video, but maybe I might use this journal as a process journal for that, because it's 250 questions that is all about yourself. And this lady thought she would do it in 1 year, and I think it ended up taking her like 2 or 3 years to finish. But she's done it, and she's got this beautiful journal that's just got like 250 questions about herself that she's answered. But she's only got up to 90 and she stopped. So I'm hoping she'll pick up again. I know what it's like. Life gets in the way and things happen. So hopefully she will finish that off. So there's some memorandum paper. This is another bit of letter writing paper that I've just attached to the top, and then you can flip up, and there's some, you could do further journaling underneath, some stamping on some tea-dyed paper. This is more tea-dyed paper. I love these stamps. This is the Tim Holtz Autumn Leaves. This is his new stamp. Okay, so this is a little, I think I picked these up in an op shop. I just found a little packet of them, which I thought was so cute. And I think I picked up this paper as well in an op shop. So I thought that would be really cute. Try and get that. No, I will do that later. So yeah, I've just attached that to the bag. So you can put some things inside the bag. And another couple of recipes. Cinnamon tea cake, that sounds nice. Another Holly Hobbie page, and this is an old vintage card that I found, and some more recipes there. I love that image as well. And it's another little journal card I made out of those Project Life cards. A little fabric, and little fabric pocket with snippets, and then there's another one of the journal, one of the charms. I think that's the last charm there. And another little altered, these crochet little flowers I found just in an op shop. So yeah, I knew that was going to happen. So that tucks there, and there's my middle signature. Alright, so we'll put this back together. It's just a little bit of digi that I had floating around. I know there's another one somewhere. Where'd it go? Bet you've seen it. Oh well, oh there it is. I think that ticker is from the Cherry Blossom Ephemera pack. All right, so that goes like that. Yeah, with little ladybird stickers and a little ladybird button on the back and another envelope in the middle with, and that's from the Cherry Blossom Ephemera kit as well, with a little card, journaling card inside, which I sewed into the middle signature. And then I've just put a little, little ticket there just to hold that little flap down like that, and a little safety clip with a seed bead. That's another angel. Isn't that just gorgeous? And look at that little bit of thread there. It's just beautiful. Okay, so this is another, we're almost there, guys. I did some stenciling, and I did not decorate that paper. I am not that clever. I just found a photo album, and it's got all these cute little pages. So I picked it up, and I thought, oh, that looked a little bit like it needed something, and that's what I did. I just popped that up there. So I thought that was really cute. Tuna rice bake. I haven't had tuna bake for ages, so I thought, yeah, that's another recipe I might try. Okay, be yourself and you'll be in good company. Sweet. That's the other side of that card. Oh, there's a little bit of lace. That's the other side of the card that I showed earlier, and it's dated 1998, and it's just got this lovely little message in there. A friend has written it to her friend Jen. So I've just kept that in there. I don't know whether I'll end up covering over that or I'll leave it. I'm not sure. But I decorated the other side with, that's from the Cherry Blossom Ephemera kit, and that flips up and you can do some journaling there. This is another little journal card that I made. And there's recipe, strawberry ribbon cake, lemon cheesecake. There's a quick little tag that I made. Start your day with a song and it will surely end on a happy note. And some stamping there. This is Stamping Up stamp, I know that. That's Tim Holtz, the butterfly collection. Now this one here, I made this little fabric pocket out of gingham. No, it's not gingham, it's burlap, isn't it? Burlap, and I printed that little image out onto calico, backed it with some pretty little fabric that I've got, and I lined it with some crochet trim, and then I just finished off with a button and a ribbon. And there's a couple of little tags that I made, and a little journal card. This is just out of all vintage, most of it's wrapping paper, but I've had to buy because it is so rare. And that's another one of my tags made out of scraps. So I don't really have a lot of scraps left, which is good because now I can start a new project, and the rate I'm going, I'll be able to buy myself another paper pad soon. So it's another one of my snippet trim bits that I've used as a belly band, and another little Holly Hobbie playing card that I've just stuck on here to make a journaling card. And that's some more of that letter writing paper, which I thought was super cute. And that's the other letter writing pad that I've got. And I've just glued that onto there as well. Oh, sorry about that door flapping, guys. That's my dog going in and out. Betty Boo, my English staffy. And there's the last page, piano paper lined with eyelet lace. And there's the back of that beautiful patchwork printable. And this is a doily that I found op shopping for $2. And I've seen that on eBay for $15 plus postage. So I was pretty happy to get it, and I hacked into it and I cut it up. Well, I didn't a lot actually. You'll see that I ironed it into shape, but I did have to snip a little bit out of it. But I made a little envelope, which I will put some more papers and little journal cards in there. And then out the back, I've got like a little pocket there. I've made this envelope out of the patchwork paper, and I will fill that up again with more little bits of paper, and made a little closure there, and I was so pleased with how that turned out. Lined it with the wallpaper, and there we go, there we have it. There's my Holly Hobbie journal done. Another project I can mark off the list. So if you've persevered with me to the end, well done. You must be a true Holly Hobbie fan. Thank you very much. Until next time, love you heaps. Bye.